Who do you want to be? Are you going to pass down your heritage to the next generation? Listen to me, parents. Your children are inundated almost 24/7 with social media, with stuff that you and I can't even imagine. They are seeing things, they are experiencing things, they are talking to people. There is so much stuff going on that if we could see it, it would be like, I need to take a shower. It's so filthy. God is all about family. God wanted a family so that that family would pass down to each successive generation how to walk and live by faith, like Adam and Eve did. But Adam and Eve messed up. And when they messed up, the glory left, fear entered in, and now all of a sudden the faith message has left the earth. So God has to go generations to generations until he gets to a man named Noah. Now, Noah was a righteous man. So Noah says, all right, Noah, you and I were going to have a do-over. And everything that I tried to do with Adam, I'm now going to try and do with you. Let's look at that real quick and tell me if any of this sounds familiar. So God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, be fruitful and multiply. Does that sound familiar? And fill the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be on every beast of the earth and on every bird of the air and on all that moves on the earth and on all the fish of the sea. Sounds like dominion to me. They are given into your hand. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you, for I have given you all things, even as the green herbs, but you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is the blood. And so on and so on. And then Genesis chapter 9, verses 8 and 9. God says, then God spoke to Noah and to his sons with him, saying, and as for me, behold, I establish my covenant with you and with your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the cattle, every beast of the earth, with all you go out of the ark, every beast of the earth. Thus I establish my covenant with you. Never again shall all flesh be cut off by waters of the flood. Never again there shall be a flood to destroy the earth. So I want you to notice that right where God had tried to pick up with Adam, now he's trying to pick up with Noah. Why is that? How many sons did Noah have? He had 3 sons. What he was wanting was once Noah got off the ark, and let me tell you, it took faith to build the ark. Amen? It took faith to build this church. It took faith to build this church. It took faith to believe God for the finances to build this church and to be debt-free as much as we are right now. It took faith to do it. Amen? And Noah, because he used his faith and believed God, he's even listed in Hebrews chapter 11 as one of the heroes of faith. Amen? Amen. But what did Noah not do? Noah did not pass down that faith message to his 3 sons. All of a sudden, when they get into the earth, you go about 6 generations and you find all of Noah's descendants trying to build an altar or a ladder to get up to heaven to where God is. That does not sound like a group of people that are walking and living by faith. Now, all of a sudden, you have this Tower of Babel and you have all of Noah's descendants. What would have happened if Noah would have taught everybody about the God that showed him how to build that ark? What would have happened to those generations? But he didn't do it. He didn't pass down the heritage of faith. That's why God gets to this amazing man named Abram. See, Moses wasn't the father of faith. Noah wasn't the father of faith. Adam was not the father of faith, because none of those men passed down that message to the next generation. Who do you want to be? Are you going to pass down your heritage to the next generation? How are you going to raise your kids? What are you teaching your children? Are you teaching your children to walk and live by faith now? Are you letting your children decide whether they come to church or not? Because if that's how you're living, they're already gone. You have lost them. It's going to be very, very hard to get them back if you're letting your children that live in your house make their decisions about whether they come to church or not. Not condemning anybody. I'm just telling you, you got a tough road ahead of you because you're letting them choose about God. The greatest thing that my parents ever did was, even though I was on drugs, I was drugged to church. I did drugs in the church. Not proud of that. It's about 2 weeks ago. No, I'm just kidding. Listen to me, parents. Your children are inundated almost 24/7 with social media, with stuff that you and I can't even imagine. They are seeing things, they are experiencing things, they are talking to people. There is so much stuff going on that if we could see it, it would be like, I need to take a shower. It's so filthy of what our children are spending time with. If you turned on the lights and saw the demons that your children were spending time to, you would scream, because we're letting that stuff in our homes. We're letting the tablets and the phones raise our children, and we stopped parenting. You have to parent. They need you to say no. The greatest thing that ever happened to me was that I had parents that told me no. Emily and I stopped, and we brought donuts today for the youth that didn't need them. And so we were in Shipley's, and there was a father in front of me, and they were in their jammies, and the two younger kids, and the father was, obviously they were not going to church, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And this one kid had his phone, and he's, and the dad's trying to get the donuts. And so there's a counter right there, and the father was like, Jimmy, get your drink. And the kid grabs the hand sanitizer and walks and starts walking to the table. And it took him like 3 steps to realize that he'd not picked up his drink. He'd picked up hand sanitizer. He was so locked into that game. Folks, Satan is vying for the attention of your children, and you got to shut it off. You have got to shut it off. You cannot walk in faith and in that phone at the same time. It won't work. It is faith contaminated. Amen?